Alright guys, Patrick Tuckwell here from Tuckwell Machinery. I just want to take you for a quick look through the new Bi-Matic Prima Plus 7.5 RA version 2 Edgebander that we have on the floor here. I know it's a little bit of a mouthful, that model, but there's a ton of features, so model name is actually the shortest part. But anyway, I'll just take you for a quick squiz and show you some of the features, and you can see why this machine, we're really excited about it. So basically, the machine has a touchscreen control here, full LCD display, high resolution. You have full control of all the working units through this touchscreen, so you can turn them on or off. This machine does have servo control, so you can actually adjust the units from this control panel, which is really simple. You also have a really quick way of saving and creating programs for different processes that you might want to do, so you can recall them at a later date or modify them, whatever you'd like to do. You of course have meterage and production counters, so you can check how much edging you've actually used in a job, or if you're charging that out, you can check that and make sure that you're charging the right amount if you loan the machine to somebody. A couple of other things on the front of this machine before we get around the back. You have a stop and go piston down the bottom here, which times the panel feeding so that a panel isn't fed too early, causing the machine to stop. We also have a really neat feature here, which is the narrow panel feeding device. So basically what that allows you to do is hold a panel hard against it and feed it into the track like that. It's particularly useful if you're doing narrow rails and things like that, because they're extremely hard to keep square a lot of the time. When you don't want to use it, it's as simple as just pulling it back past the outfeed and dropping it down out of the way. This machine also has a double pull-out support on the front, which extends out to a tad over 1600. So if you're doing long, heavy panels, it really stops the need for somebody to walk with the panel down the machine to stop it from bowing or bending. A really neat feature. We of course also have the Reapy LPZ spray liquid, which is put on just before the pre-milling station. And down the other end, we have the chip extraction bots, which actually catches your scrapings to stop them from coming into your extraction fan. And we also have a Reapy LP 163 cleaning agent that gets applied just before the buffing station. So that's a bit of a quick rundown. We'll walk around. You can see here the pre-mill fence on this machine, really heavy, mounted on 2 THK guideways, and it actually moves in this direction instead of straight back. So it stays, it's a lot more rigid, stays more parallel than standard fences. This of course is also adjusted via a servo motor from the control panel. So once you punch in the depth of your pre-mill, it'll automatically adjust the fence to suit. Another little thing here is the lubrication unit for the track, which you just press once a month and it basically keeps the conveyor lubricated. You can see the machine has full cabin lighting, which can be turned on or off at the control panel. We have one main initiating switch at the start of the machine, which controls all the other units, basically. Tells the machine how long the panel is. We have twin motor pre-milling station here with diamond tooling. They can be either turned on or off at the control panel quite easily. This machine has a Teflon lined glue pot. We have 2 settings here. We have one what we use for chipboard, because obviously chipboard's porous, and we have another setting here that we set up for MDF panel, obviously more dense, less holes to fill, so you want the dosage to be a little bit lower. The heat up time on these machines is really quick. It's roughly 6 to 8 minutes from cold, so you can get working really fast. This Bi-Matic does also have a quick release glue pot system. So basically it involves taking off this tray with a couple of screws. You have a handle on the top here, and then another one on the back, and also a plug that you undo, and you can pull the glue pot completely out of the machine. and swap in another pot. You know, you might have white glue in one, clear or natural in the second one. The pressure zone here, the first roller is a driven roller, and then we have two opposing angled rollers that are idle rollers. We have the coil guillotine here as well, and again this is adjusted via the servo motor from the control panel to whatever depth you need. If we come further down the machine, we have a twin end trim unit here, extraction on both of the saws. We also have pneumatic tilting that's controlled via the control panel. The next unit along, so let me open these doors. This is a Digit 04 trim station that's new to the Prima series. It's a really heavy station and gives you full servo control laterally and also vertically. So you can more or less set this machine up to do whatever process you want, all from the control panel. You can see really well constructed, really solid. It has diamond multi-radius tooling in there, which is a little bit hard to see, but they're all diamond heads with a couple of radiuses on there, so you could set it up quickly. We also have full rotating copy discs for your lateral face, which of course is really important if you're doing gloss or mattes or satins. They're very sensitive. On the top, a little bit tricky to see, but you can see that we have a nesting set of traces up there, so it's virtually 3 rollers, so you can run across your hinge holes without dropping in and sniping. And then the bottom trim unit is more traditional. You can see again multi-radius diamond tooling, full rotating traces, top and bottom, so you're not going to have any of that dragging or scratching that you'd get on a machine with shoes. The next unit is the end rounder. This machine, end rounder is changed over automatically as well between 1 and 2 millimeter. Basically it's via a piston. You press it at the control panel and it'll move the unit in and out. Quite a simple unit, and rotating traces on this as well. Further along we go to the first sort of finishing station, and we have the radius scraper. This unit is a new unit that's got multi-positioning also from the control panel. Again, we're only using it on 1 and 2 mil, so we have a piston for the lateral adjustment and also a piston for the vertical adjustment. Full rotating traces there, and we have a multi-profile radius knife. I'll just see if I can show you that. Yep. And then again, so we can run the hinge holes. We have a nesting tracer kit as well, which is 3 bearings basically. The next scraping station we have is a flat scraper. This is turned on or off from the control panel, quite simple. And then again, rotating tracer on the bottom, upper tracing consisting of the nesting kit with the 3 tracers, just standard square knives on these that can be rotated so you get 4 uses. Then we have the repeat application here, the 163, and finally the buffing. So look, just a quick run overview of the machine. If you have any questions or you'd like to know a bit more, feel free to get in touch with us, and hope you like the video. See you guys.